Now it's jazz. The place is roaring. All beautiful girls in there. One mad brunette at the bar, drunk with her boys. One strange chick I remember from somewhere wearing a simple skirt with pockets, her hands in there. Short haircut, slouched, talking to everybody. Up and down the stairs they come. The bartenders and the regular band of Jack and the heavenly drummer who looks up in the sky with blue eyes, with a beard. He's wailing beer caps or bottles and jamming at the cash register, and everything is going to the beat. It's the beat generation. It's Bayat. It's the beat to keep. It's the beat of the heart. It's being beat and down in the world, and like old-time lowdown. And like in ancient civilizations, the slave boatmen rowing galleys to a beat.
Well, Radio Crazy back for another night of craziness. Anyway, I just thought I'd come on a few minutes tonight. I'm sure most of you have already heard this story off and on before. But when I was in grade school, I used to hang around with my uncle a lot. I didn't have any brothers or sisters at that time. So I hung around with my uncle, and I was a kid, and he was probably a teenager at the time, and I was probably in third, fourth grade, somewhere in there. And I used to hang around with my Uncle Bruce and his friend Keith all the time in the summer times when I was off from school. We had all kinds of crazy little adventures, I guess, as kids. One of them was we used to hang around down by the river in Topeka, Kansas, and there was a rock and sand pile place down there, I guess, where they some sort of you see the dump trucks going around with loads of rocks and sand where they would go around and do gravel roads or make concrete out of it or whatever they did. And we hung around down there in the summer times. That was our playground by the river. But we used to play King of the Hill on those sand piles. We'd stand at the top, and like some little tiny maniacs, we would jump off the top and see who could jump the farthest down to the bottom. I'm surprised I never broke an arm or leg or my neck or something at the time. And then also there were some abandoned warehouses down there, and we would go explore all those places, and they were full of trash and old equipment, and you could see like bed rolls and places where people were probably sleeping, people that were down on their luck and that type of thing were living in those places, but they would be empty during the daytime, because I imagine cops and stuff would go by there, so they'd clear out during the day and probably move back in when the full moon came up. And there was also a ice, at that time there was still a ice making place there, and I don't know why, but they made big bricks of ice, and we would stand and watch them pulling out these giant, huge blocks of ice with these big claw-like things, and watch them do that. Would hang around downtown at the magic shop. At that time there was still a magic shop with a little, now that I think about it, I think he was probably a pervert. or maybe he was just a nerdy guy that loved his magic tricks, because he wore the black rimmed plastic thick glasses that we do now, and his face was always greasy and full of pimples, and he was always trying to sell us or me mostly, little magic tricks, and he would demonstrate them with the magic balls and hide the ball under the cups, and the 3 cups that you swirl around on the table, and try to pick which cup the ball is under, and basic tricks like that, and card tricks and things. I don't know why I thought of that, but I was just kind of reminiscing about some of the stuff we did as kids. I remember one time those two, Bruce and Keith, they took me to, they were going to Topeka High School at the time. And or they were supposed to be. I think maybe they were skipping class, skipping classes or something. This might not have been in the summer. It could have been a different time during the year, I guess. Unless they were supposed to be going to summer school, and they weren't. Anyway, I remember that at that time they still had cherry bombs, and they made a pretty loud and big explosion. They were blowing kids' hands off and all that type of stuff, so they banned them back then in the 70s. They used to blow up trash cans. One time, it was kind of a Beavis and Butthead type of situation. We all ran into the high school. We went into the boys' bathroom, and I threw a cherry bomb in the toilet. And we all ran out as fast as we could, down the street, laughing like 3 hyenas. Anyway, you could hear from outside, you could hear the explosion that happened indoors. I'm not sure what happened after that, but later on I seen that type of stuff in the movies and things, and usually the porcelain shattered, and I can just imagine now what might have happened after they threw the cherry bomb in. They did get me into some trouble one time. They made me steal a fishing lure from Montgomery Ward's, and I don't know why. Maybe they were just fooling with me because we didn't fish at that time. They dared me to steal a fishing lure from Montgomery Ward's, and anyway, I didn't get away with it. It was my first trip back to my grandmother's in the back of a cop car. Anyway, long story short, the cops took me home from Montgomery Ward's, and I was in big trouble. Big trouble. I didn't get spanked or anything, I just got a good talking to never do that again. And I didn't. But I can't say the same for those two guys. I can just imagine the trouble they caused when I wasn't there, when I had to go back home and go back to school, and later skipped school and spent a week in a treehouse. Somebody told on us at the quick shop where we were trying to buy cigarettes, me and my little buddy from grade school. And the principal found us in a treehouse. I didn't get taken home by the cops that time. The principal actually took me home, and my mom was pissed off. No, I hadn't. Oh, the memories of childhood, Beavis and Butthead days. We had good times. It was a good time. Actually, it was a good time, or I wouldn't remember it so fondly now. And also, we listened to records And I'm going to play the Standells' Dirty Water, part of it. I don't think I'm going to play the whole thing. But this was one of the records I remember my uncle putting on our little portable record player. And we will go out with this, the Standells' Dirty Water.